Hey everybody, it's Colleen with Artwork by Colleen. We're going to make this purple daisy today. So I want to show you we're using 3 different shades of purple and a white. I started here with this blue and I had made a Skinner blend. I went ahead and folded it up and I was going to just do light on the outside, dark in the middle. And then I didn't like that. And then I decided to add some lines for like stripes and to put one on top. But what it just ended up looking like was lines was awful and I hated it. So I didn't use that one. But then I decided I was going to sample and see how it would be to do a Skinner blend of the petals. So again, I did a Skinner blend of the petals and I went ahead and put the lines in. Once again, didn't like the way that looked. Also didn't like the second center of the flower that I did. So finally, I'm doing here the purple. And what I'm doing is I'm putting the layer of purple. I did it like at a 3, and then I put the white and the medium purple stacked in between the two to give it some a little bit of variation of colors, and also to make it look kind of like the picture did, where it looks like it's got veins running through it, but not really entirely veins, more like almost folds. So then finally I came up with the center that I went with. So I took some of those blue scraps that you can see in that twisted piece and I put them together. I stretched them out into skinny little pieces. I covered them with the dark blue, which was also the scraps from the darker one that I made. And then I went ahead and I cut them up in smaller pieces. I made a couple of rolls, cut them up in smaller pieces. I put them all together. Ultimately, that's what I decided that I liked because it went well with what I was trying to do. And here I am building it just to make it. I put the darks so that you could see the difference and they wouldn't all blend together. And if you look close enough, you'll see it's different shades of blue, but in the distance, you really can't tell that. So then I started putting the petals together. And what I realized when I started putting the petals together and assembling them, that is if I kept them just that way that they were, you were going to see when you reduce them down, they were going to kind of all blend together. So instead, I took a piece of the dark purple that I had and stretched it all the way to 9, and then I just covered the very edges of them so that it looks like basically that the center, around the center of the flowers, they had the dark purple, which is kind of the look I was kind of going for anyway, so it worked out really well. And then I just continued to make more and more petals so I could have what I wanted. I decided to do the daisy kind of from a slightly different angle, not head on, and that way it's kind of a half moon shape for the center, and also the petals in the front are going to be much shorter and the petals on the side are going to kind of be the longest ones, and then the ones on the top are longer, but they're definitely longer than the bottom ones, but not all that long. And then I took some of my green scraps, covered them with some darker green scraps, and I put together a little stem because that's basically just what the picture shows. Now, I decided I didn't have enough and I had to make more. So this time, stupid me, deciding to make the make it spread further to be able to reduce it more. Like an idiot, I put 4 layers instead of 3, instead of just making the whole thing longer. Dumb move. Because you'll look and see as when I get close to putting those petals on that side, they're actually not as defined with the lines because I reduced it down further, so it made the lines that kind of look like the veins in between even smaller, so they're not as pronounced as they are in the larger side. Some people might not notice as much. I definitely notice, and you know, guys, I always give you my mistakes so that you can learn from them. Hopefully you learn from them. See, I just put a little purple on the edges. I didn't go all the way up on the outsides of the petals, just filling them in where I felt like they needed to be filled in. And then when I got to this little end piece, I wanted a smaller petal. Wasn't sure exactly where I was going to place it. I thought about going kind of there with it, and then added some purple and ultimately put it down there. So I think it gives it kind of a nice balanced look. Then I went ahead and packed it with the Sculpey Primo Translucent, which honestly is my favorite thing to pack stuff with. However, that being said, it takes a lot to pack these flowers, and it's expensive. So normally I would just use some scrap clay, color it with kind of maybe a darker color or something, and then just put that in between. But since it's been forever since I did a video for y'all and that I made any clay for me, I decided to go ahead and use some of my translucent, and I'm kind of glad I did because I think it looks really good. I went all the way around, as you can see, first just outlining the flower and then kind of filled in the areas in between that and by the stem. There's a picture of it so that when it was reduced, it didn't get distorted, or at the very least, a very small amount of distortion. And then here I am, it's taken a minute and we're just going through the process of reducing it down. I just want to tell you guys, it's been so long since I made a video, not that anyone cares, but I got a 3D printer for Christmas and I'm gone sort of 3D mad, making prints of everything in the world. But to be fair, this is the first time in like 7 months I've used my clay. I really missed it. I've had fun doing it. So I plan on doing some more in the next while. And here's the final product. I cut it down. I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Enjoy your day. Bye.